Hey guys, Charlie here, second video. Ooh. Today I just want to present you guys with some rules to live by in the Irish dance world. They're just some things that I've picked up from my experience and other people's experience, and some of them are life rules to live by, not just Irish dance, but most of them are just for dance. This first one is kind of a pet peeve of mine, and that is when you don't do well at a feis, it's not the judge's fault, it's not the teacher's fault, and it is not your step's fault. I know you don't want to hear it, but if you don't do well at a feis, it's probably because you didn't dance your best. And it's not your judge's fault because that's his job. Like, it's his job to have somebody lose and somebody win. And I don't know if you've ever looked into the judges' certification system, but odds are they've spent over a year studying for it. And if I had spent a year studying for some frickin' dancing test, I would probably hate everyone who danced in front of me. And the same for teachers. Like, you have to know so much to get a TCRG. Like, I would never blame my teacher for messing up at a feis. Like, they know so much about dancing in general, and just the amount of work they put in. Like, I don't know how big other schools are compared to mine, but my teacher probably has a class every day, and if you were teaching that many people every day, you would hate if they blamed you, because like, they put so much work into you and your dancing. If you really think about it, not only is it like cruel to blame them, but it's wrong, because they know better than you. And it's not the step's fault, because the very first time I competed in Prize Winner, and I tell everybody this, the first time I competed in Prize Winner, I got first. And I was dancing I think it was beginner 2. It was the first slow treble jig you learn at my school. And I got a first in Prize Winner at that. Everybody else was doing toe runs and drum rolls and crazy jumps and all sorts of stuff, and I didn't even have any swing throughs. Like, I had a switch 2-3 and a hard shoe step, and I had a bunch of toes and cuts, and I thought it was the ugliest step ever, but it was so easy that I can do it perfectly. And that's what you need to do. If you get a step you don't like, just perfect it. That should make your life way easier. So anyway, first rule, it's not the judge's fault or the teacher's fault or the step's fault if you do badly at a feis. Yeah, Irish dancing is subjective. Yeah, you might have lost because your sock fell down. But that's your fault for not gluing your sock up. So yeah, first rule. The second rule is don't be fake. And I don't mean like a bunch of makeup and tanner and stuff. I mean like, if you're gonna walk into class and talk about like wanting to move up and like wanting to be absolutely amazing, don't go home and not practice. If you're going to complain about how bad your dancing is, do something about it. Because there are girls in your class who practice every day and they don't want to hear it. And don't complain if you're doing a certain type of dance badly if you know for a fact you don't like it and therefore you don't practice it. So, yeah, I speak from experience in that. And another one is dream big. And what I mean by that is don't just think about whatever your nearest goal is. Like, if you're in prelim, don't just think about qualifying for a Rockdis. Think about winning worlds. Because, and I know this is a really cliche thing, if you shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll still land among the stars. If you're working as hard as it would take to win worlds, then placing high in a fesh competition is going to be a lot easier. And that's how I practice. Like, that's what makes me work as hard as possible. And I was talking to a friend about this, and she was like, how do you function if you're always setting yourself up to fail? And it's hard to explain, but it's like with the moon analogy. Hey, look, I have a moon in my room. Anyway, it's like with the moon analogy, the higher goal that you're working for, the easier all the baby goals are going to be. Speaking of goals, that's my next topic. When you see people at a fesh, don't think of anyone differently. Like, think of everybody the same way. And what I mean by that is the girl who is in prelim and is trying to qualify for a rock disc wants it just as badly as the girl who is in beginner 2 trying to get into novice. Like, we all want whatever our next goal is, and we all want it just as bad as the other people. And whether they haven't moved up because they're a worse dancer, or they just started, or whatever their reason is, they want it just as bad. And so you honestly have no room to judge somebody for being in any kind of lower level. Like, think of OC people the same way as you think of beginner 2 people. Because honestly, we all just want to dance. That was really cheesy. That was really cheesy. You know what I mean. Okay, and my last one is what I'm trying to make into my life motto. I don't always stick to it, but the gist of it is work hard and be nice to people. Like, just do your best. And when people say, you're amazing, say, oh, thanks so much. And if people say, you suck, say, I like your shoes. Like, seriously, just don't mess with people. Just do whatever you want with your life. Don't start fights. And don't, shove your achievements in people's faces. Get to that one balance that's, really impossible, where you can accept compliments without seeming bratty. I know it's really hard, but honestly, if you're just dancing for yourself, that's what's gonna make you happiest in your dance career. And so yeah, those are my Irish dance rules of life. I hope they help you in some way. Thanks for watching.